Hey guys, welcome back to another GTA 5 tutorial. In this tutorial, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and go into a little bit more depth on how to install LSPDFR. What we are going to be doing is pretty much going into the INI files and change things around a little bit just to make sure our game is a little bit more smooth. All right, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. You are going to need to go into your GTA 5 main directory, and then we're going to go ahead and go into plugins, LSPDFR, and we are going to go ahead and start off with the ultimate backup, because I don't think we covered too much in the last video when I showed you how to install ultimate backup, custom pullover, compulite, and stop the pad. So we're going to go ahead and cover these two right now, because they do take a little bit of time. All right, so let's go ahead and open up this configuration setting right here for ultimate backup. First, we're gonna go ahead and modify this one much better. I think I do have some notes, so let me go ahead and open up my notes here real quick. So I suggest, like, when you manage to really merge your game all the way, go ahead and keep all the files, because the next time you are doing a fresh install for LSPDFR, you can go ahead and just copy and paste. As you can see right now, I do have all of my files inside my external hard drive. So let me just go ahead and go in here, go to LSPDFR. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to plugins, LSPDFR. Now I can go ahead and go to my ultimate backup that I was using before, the settings that I was using before, and we can go ahead and mod from there. All right, so these are my changes that I like to play with, so you can go ahead and experiment if you want to. So this one on the left hand side right here is going to be the one we are going to be modifying, and this one on the right hand on my left hand side over here is the one for my notes. All right, so hopefully everything is looking good. Let me go ahead and take a look at this here real quick, because I did all right, so that's for ultimate backup. All right, so with that said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. So in the first line, really what you need to pay attention to when it comes to ultimate backup is going to be pretty much this right here. You need to go ahead and read and see what's that all about. All right, we're not going to go ahead and change too many things here, to be fair. So let me go ahead and just scan right through it, because I don't want to take too much time on this right here. So the most important thing you need to pay attention to is how you can go ahead and interact with your canine. So that's going to be T if you are using a canine, and of course to open up the menu, I did show you in the last video how to open up the menu using B, and what you can get with the menu as well, and how you can go ahead and dismiss all the officers that you might have come to your location as a form of your backup. If you don't want them anymore, you can go ahead and press T and everybody will go away, and that will really help you out in terms of your CPU usage as well. All right, so that's pretty much it on that. And the other thing over here, you can go ahead and interact with your canine using your d-pad left on your controller if you're using a controller. But if you are using a keyboard to play this, I am not the right person to really tell you what's going on with the keyboard, because I've never played with a keyboard before. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We're just gonna go ahead and go into these perimeters over here. And where are we? All right, so over here, guys, it said set yes or no to you know what, just go ahead and copy what's on my left hand side into the right hand side right here if you want your stuff to look like mine and function like mine as well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and change a few things here real quick, I think. And all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and look for what I'm gonna change for mine, and then you're gonna go ahead and copy that if you want to, because you don't need to change everything, just things that I feel kind of like make your game look much better. All right, so over here, guys, you can go ahead and see how you like this one to be. So for this one, it just says if you get injured, if you get shot, whenever the paramedics arrive to your location, or the firefighters, they can go ahead and give you some first aid. So if you go ahead and put no here, they are not going to give you any first aid. All right, so that's pretty much what that is about right there. All right, where am I? So I'm right here. on my notes. What else do I need to change over here? All right, controller. So you can go ahead and keep this one as no. And for this one, we did change in the last episode, and like I said in the last episode as well, we are going to go ahead and come back into this one when we are doing a little bit of when we do add some more mods. All right, so if you made any changes over here, guys, you can go ahead and go to file and save. All right, so we are pretty much done with ultimate backup. Let me go ahead and click and close that. Let me go ahead and move this page of my notes on the other side here because I don't want to make a mistake. All right, so this is the page that we are modifying GTA 5 plugins LSPDFR. Now we can go ahead and go inside our Snappy Pad INI. I'm gonna go ahead and move this one over here. So that's the one we are modifying right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and open one from my notes. Okay, or Snappy Pad INI. So this one right here on my left hand side is the one that we are copying from, and this one is the one we are putting the new information to. All right, so this is your page right here, and these are my notes. All right, so I've been playing LSPDFR for a long time, and I think these changes right here will make your game run a little bit smooth. I mean, feel a little bit smoother as well. All right, so as for A right here, we already know if you hit twice, if you are on patrol, like you are walking the beat or something like that, you can hit your A twice, or you can hit your D-pad left twice. That will go ahead and stop the pad. Okay, and what else do we need to know? If you want to go ahead and use Snappy Pad to call in a transport, you can go ahead and use G. It's going to go ahead and open up another menu for Snappy Pad. You can go ahead and check the last video when I showed you how you can navigate through Snappy Pad and everything like that. We're not going to be doing that in this video. What else do I need to check here? F10. So if you want to go ahead and search a vehicle or search a pad, you're going to go ahead and hit F10 on your keyboard. That's the quickest way to do it without having to open up stop the menu. So this is a very important key right here. So you can go ahead and change it to whatever you want, but I like mine as F10, so I like to use F10. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is. That's the one thing that you can change right here. Go ahead and go through my notes here real quick, because at the very same time, guys, I don't want to make this video way too long. Controller button to be used at a gunpoint, whatever. So I'm here on my notes, and then over here, shortcut to quick grab the pad. I don't really need to do anything about that. All right, so over here, guys, this is for the, if you're using a controller, I will highly suggest that you change this to an A, because what we use A for on the controller is to run, right? So if you want to go ahead and have a little bit of sprint, you can go ahead and change this one to an A right here. So whenever you hit A on your controller, your player is going to run a bit faster. And when we go down over here, we're going to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and give him a little bit of boost as well in terms of speed. Okay, so we are I am here on my notes, and then we're gonna go ahead and scroll down here real quick. It says none, and then now we are under these parameters over here. So I'm over here now. So you can go ahead and copy and paste what I have over here if you want to, or you can go ahead and just experiment and see what works better for you. And then over here says the probability in percentage from 0% to 100% of the pad is going to resist resistance during player interaction with the pad. So all this means is like how much chance from 0 to 100 is a pad going to resist talking to you. Are they gonna run away or something like that? As you can see on my notes, I left it as 40% chance they're not going to cooperate. You kind of need that in the game just to make the game a little bit more realistic. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep mine as 40%. And then over here it says the probability in percentage. Like I said, from 0 to 100 of the pet would attack player instead of fleeing when they are resisting arrest. So if somebody is resisting arrest, how much of a chance are they going to attack you? Okay. On my notes, I think I put 75, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep pretty much everything the same. So you can go ahead and play around with this and see what works best for you. And what else do we hear here? The probability that the pet has a gun permit. All right, the probability that a person has a gun permit. So from 0 to 100, so 25 is like they do not have a gun permit, right? Like the less chance they have a gun permit. And over here I left mine as a 45 because I tried to give people like a chance. Maybe this time I'll just go ahead and make it 30% chance that they do have a gun permit. All right, the probability the pet has a hunting license, pretty much the same thing. If they do have a hunting license, is going to be 75 is going to be a much greater number. All right, and then over here if they have a fishing license, so 75 is a greater number. What did I leave mine as on my notes here? I think I left everything 45. Maybe this time in terms of hunting license, I'll just leave it at 50% because I barely use this, and for fishing license as well I barely use this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at 50% because I only use this if I'm patrolling in Palito Bay or something like that. All right, and then over here guys is the red meaning the items that you are going to find, like a gun or something like that. So a gun will be marked with a red marker. Something like I don't know, maybe like a knife will be marked with the yellow, and of course something marked with green. That means that's something that's very much acceptable, something legal, yeah, that you can go ahead and carry around. Illegal might be illegal, very much legal. All right, so this is all this means right here. So pretty much the same thing from so the probability has to be 100. So whatever changes you make right here, so make sure all of these numbers add to 100. All right, so whatever changes you make right here, all the changes need to everything needs to add to 100. All right, so you can go ahead and modify this however you want. And how do I have mine? I have mine at 50% chance you do have something illegal on you. Maybe that's not so realistic, to be fair. Maybe that's not so realistic, but I don't know. Should I make, you know what, I might make this one 20%. There's a 20% chance. If I make it a little bit harder to find something illegal on somebody, so that means if I do actually find it, that's a little bit more satisfying, because most of the time you don't really I don't know, I've never been a cop before, so I don't know if people ever find anything. So if I change that one to 20%, I'm gonna go ahead and change this one to a 50% or something like that. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to see if I can make this one not too much, not too annoying, because you want to go ahead and find something, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll leave it like this for now. I might come back to this one. All right, and then over here it says the range of items found on a pet or a vehicle search. On my notes I put like the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 4. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here, but you can go ahead and change it to whatever you want. I think this one works for, these numbers do work for me. I've been using these numbers for a long time. And then over here we are under, so over here guys, you can go ahead and change for American system, British system, or Australian if you want to. So whatever change you make here, all right, so you're gonna go ahead and see if you can match the percentage as well. For in America they use percentages, in UK they use this, in Australia they use this. So you can go ahead, if you change this to British over here, all right, if you change this to British over here, so you are going to go ahead and need to put this right here. All right, and then the chance of percentage that the pet will provide you with the invalid breath sample. So from a chance from 0 to 100, how much of a chance is a pet going to give you a fake breath sample? All right, so right now the default is 5. What is my default? My default is 50, so that means 50%. There's a 50-50 chance that somebody might escape being arrested for drunk driving or something like that. All right, is that fair? I don't know if that's fair, but my notes say 150%. I guess I've been using 50% for a long time. All right. You know what, I might change it to 40. I think 40 is good. I don't want people to be trying to fool me with their breath sample all the time, so I'm gonna make it 40. All right. What else do we need to change here? We're gonna go ahead and go down over here, guys. You can go ahead and change vehicles if you want to. You can go ahead and add vehicles here if you want to. All you gotta do is just go ahead, if you want to go ahead and add another vehicle here for a taxi, you can go ahead and just put a comma and put the exact name of that vehicle, and it needs to be a vehicle that's in game. All right, recognized by the in-game mechanics. All right, so you need to go ahead and know your GTA 5 vehicles and put the name there. Same thing for Uber, so same thing for Uber ride models. I think these are like bikes or something like that. And of course for ambulance, you can go ahead and put whatever if you want. I don't know, it's up to you. For the stretcher, we're gonna go ahead and come back to this one where we do install a stretcher. Let me see something here. All right, let me go ahead and go right into it. But do the spawn distance of an escort vehicle. What my notes say, I think I'm like right here now. All right, I am right here now, so my notes says 50. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at 50. For this one, if you leave it for like 100, that's too much of a distance away, and it could get annoying. For example, if you call in maybe like an ambulance or something like that, it will spawn so far away and it could take too much time for them to arrive to your location. So I try to change this one to a much smaller number. Maybe this time let me try 40. All right, as my distance. But if that doesn't work, if it's too close, you know what, 50% is good enough. All right, 50% is good enough for me. All right, make sure to fix the age over here. Leave it as yes. I'm pretty sure you want to stop the pad to fix everything for you. All right, and then over here, guys, this may force results whenever you do search a vehicle or you do search a pad, the results of the search are gonna go ahead and go full screen, or they're gonna go ahead and pop on top of your minimap. All right, so I like mine to pop on top of my minimap, so I'm gonna go ahead and change this one to a no. All right, and the effective duration of the sprint, where are we now? All right, so I'm put mine at 10 seconds. It does make your pad really quick whenever you are chasing somebody. All right, and then the intensity of the sprint from 0 to 100, my notes say 75%. Let me leave it at 65. I'm gonna go ahead and try a few things. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna go ahead and copy everything over here and just have my default settings from before. All right, it says nearby dead bodies. All right, so if you don't want the dead bodies to despawn, for the game to despawn the dead bodies, you want to go ahead and search a dead body or something like that and do your investigation or something like that, you can just go ahead and leave this one as yes. That's pretty good on that one. Make the nearby empty vehicles don't despawn, especially if you do pull over a vehicle and you pull everybody out of the vehicle. Sometimes the game does the tendency of despawning those type of vehicles, so if you want them to remain at the scene so you do have a chance to search the vehicle and do some other things, just go ahead and leave this one as yes as well. Enable traffic start menu when using E. What is my chance here? I just left it as yes. All right, set the traffic control radius to slow or to stop or slow down traffic. So for this one, guys, it could really get annoying, so I suggest you put a really small number here. As for me, I put like 25. I think 25 is pretty good enough. So this will be like the radius that you do when you stop traffic. All right, so this will be the radius right here. If you leave it too big, that could really ruin your CPU usage, because you will stop a lot of traffic and you have a lot of problems. So you're gonna want to go ahead and try to stop as close as like the closest vehicles to you as much as possible, so you're able to manage your traffic stop much better. All right, and then this one is 95%. All right, so the chance from 0 to 100 of an intoxicated pet to be able to pass a sobriety test. So for this one, what did I leave mine at? I left mine at like 15%. So that's all this means is like 15% chance an intoxicated pet can pass the test. All right, you know what, I'll leave it back to 15%. Determined probably from 0 to 100 the suspect of the suspicious substance to be positive of contraband drugs. So this one pretty much reflects to the yellow stuff that we were talking about at the top over here. All right, so over here, the probability that this yellow stuff, when you do taste it, is it gonna come back as something is it gonna come back as a contraband or something like that? All right, I don't really like this too much, to be honest. I think sometimes it could really get annoying, but my notes say 85%. I think this time I'll try maybe like 70% chance it is contraband. All right, because I mean it just depends on how you want to go ahead and play the game. So that's why I'm saying, if you want, you can go ahead and modify this as much as you want and see what works for you and what doesn't. All right, and then over here says you used up the bed of Lance flashlight instead of a vanilla LSPDFR. What did I leave mine as? As yes. Okay, I guess we're gonna go ahead and leave that one as yes, and then we'll stop the pet taser laser, which adds laser slight effect. I probably changed this one to a no. Yep, I changed this one to a no right here. I don't like seeing the laser from a stun gun, and we still need to go ahead and install a stun gun as well. It said determine the probability of 0 to 100 on a weapon status check to be unregistered. So from the chances that if you call in if you do check a weapon serial number, what chance does it come back unregistered? My notes say 10%. I just gonna leave it at 10%. Or the more you do it, the bigger the number is, that means it's gonna go ahead and come back unregistered. All right, so that's all that means right there. The probability and the status of a stolen weapon. So this one is a chance if the weapon is stolen. Just gonna go ahead and leave it at 20%. So if you do get it really like somebody with a stolen weapon, you know, like it's kind of hard to get those type of things. So it's much more satisfying to chat somebody with a possession of a stolen weapon if you find it. All right, if you make it too easy, then that means pretty much everybody that you search, there's a really good chance you're gonna find they do have a stolen weapon or something like that. All right, and then over here the list of weapons text string that will be detected weapons serial number check. So over here you may add or remove, change or comment this below. All right, so over here you can go ahead and change or add weapons over here. So the weapons that you can go ahead and find if you do search a vehicle or you search a pad. For right now you can find a shotgun, a firearm, what is just described as a firearm, a rifle, a smart shotgun or something like that, a pistol and a revolver and a handgun. So all of these right here, you can check the serial number. So if you know some other weapons that you want to add right here, you can go ahead and just add the name of it. And then we are pretty much over here now on my notes. And then over here, pretty much that's it. You don't really need to change anything right here. So these are the type of things in yellow that you can find when you do search a suspect or something like that. And then over here it says set the probability from 0 to 100 of a pet being intoxicated, drunk, under the influence of drugs or something like that. All right, so that you can go ahead and change that if you want to. My notes say 20%, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 20% on that. And then set the probability of a vehicle register status being expired or not registered. So pretty much what's the probability of a vehicle that you stop when you do run the plate? Is it not going to be registered or have an expired registration? All right. So right now my notes are put I put 15% to be expired. All right. Is it 50? Yeah, I think 50% is good enough. How much of a percent of that a vehicle has no registration? I don't know. 5%. Let me just go ahead and make it 10% chance there's no registration on the vehicle. The probability of a vehicle insurance status is pretty much the same thing over here. Vehicle insurance expired. How much of a chance does the vehicle have an expired insurance? Where am I over here? So I'm over here for my notes. It says 20 and 5%. Let's just go ahead and make it 15% chance, and over here a 10% chance. I think I might be making too much work for myself over here if I go ahead and make it like this, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and come back. All I need to do is just copy and paste so that I can have my default settings from before. It really doesn't matter. So I'll be go ahead and test this out a little bit. The probability of a vehicle driver refused to exit the vehicle. So how much of a chance if you do pull over a vehicle is the driver going to refuse to step out of the vehicle? So that's pretty much what that means right there. For me, it is set at what? It is set at 15%. I'm gonna go ahead and put it 15%. I don't think I've had too many experiences where somebody refused to step out of the vehicle, so I think it does make the game a little bit more realistic and stuff. That's the purpose of what we are doing, some of this stuff right here. And then over here says the probability in percentage from 0 to 100 of a pulled over driver going to resist pulling over. So how much of a chance is the driver going to resist pulling over? I have my notes saying 15%, so let me go ahead and put it on 15%. You know what, I'll make it 10%. 10% should be good enough. And over here, pulled over driver probability they will attack you. So I have mine at what is that, 45%? I'll leave it at 45%. So the higher you go, the more chances if you pull over somebody, they are going to attack you. They could probably shoot you or something like that. So that's all that means right there. And then over here, we're just gonna go ahead and leave it as yes right here. Whether using the glow stick, let's go ahead and leave it this one as yes. I barely use this. It's a new feature on Stop the Pad. I don't think I've ever used it. All right. And then over here, realistic weapons systems, said whether you want to turn realistic weapons systems on startup. I guess you can go ahead and leave this one as yes as well. And then over here you can go ahead, does it give you permission to actually edit this? So in the weapons wheel, you're going to find a pistol. You are going to find I think you can go, I think there's a shotgun or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But what you do not have is a taser. So we are going to be installing a taser on our LSPDFR very soon, but right now you do not have it. All you do have is a pistol, so we're not really gonna worry too much about that. And then over here is the ammo. All right, the ammunition on all the weapons that you might have. All right, So we're just gonna go ahead and leave the one as it is. And over here you may put a additional. So over here, guys, it does tell you except for lethal handguns, rifles, shotguns, and everything like that. So you can go ahead and add a weapon right here if you want to. So additional logout, right? So as you can see here, it does show you like that you do have a stun gun. But if you do go to the weapons wheel right now, if you watch my tutorials, you do not have a stun gun, but we are going to be adding that very soon. All right, and then over here we are pretty much almost kind of done. We are pretty much almost kind of done, but let me just go ahead and go right through it real quick. Make the pad calm. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the one as yes. If set to yes, then all the game members will have affected. Blah, 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 blah. All right, where am I on my notes over here? Where am I on my notes over here? Go ahead and leave the one as yes, 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 100. Okay, when shooting is happening, the pad it gets panic or flee. Yes, no, 60. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same here. Yes, no, 60. The duration to calm. So this is the amount of time a pad can stay calm when there's a lot of shooting around. So I just put it a minute. All right, so as you can see, the default is 10 seconds, so 60 seconds will be 1 minute on that one. All right, the prisoner transport of here just going to be about the prisoner transport, whether the prisoner transport backup is enabled. I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one as yes. I don't know why you want to disable that, whether the self prisoner transport when the suspect is in your car is enabled. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and leave the one as it is. The number of prisoner transport. Do I have anything changed over here? Nope, 0. The probability to use police T than the other additional vehicles. So over here, guys, just the percentage of how much percentage from 0 to 100 are you are going to be using the actual transport vehicle to transport any prisoners. For example, if you call in for a transport from 0 to 100 chance, how much chance is it that you are going to get the actual transport vehicle to come and collect the prisoner? So 50% I think is good enough. Don't need to change anything here. Don't need to change anything here. The probability of a female officer for prisoner transport. So for over here as well, how much of a chance are you going to get a female officer to respond if you do call for a prisoner transport? It is set as 60% over here. Let me see where I think 50-50 should be good. I mean, you know, 50-50 should be good. Whether you want to use the nearest cop as a prisoner transport, go ahead and leave the one as yes. It makes your life really easy. So if there's a vehicle driving around, a police car driving around, and you have a prisoner and you want to go ahead and call for a transport, it's gonna go ahead and make the nearest police vehicle your prisoner transport. So that's pretty cool right there. So spawn distance for prisoner transport unit, I think this one is at 50. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at 50. All right, and then over here yes, no. Yeah, you can go ahead and just read it and see what works for you. Prisoner transport siren lights when they arrive. Yes, I want to go ahead and see some lights. Prisoner transport siren light when it departs. Yes, I want to see some lights when it departs. Prisoner transport siren sound arrive. No, I don't want to hear the siren. It's really annoying. And when it does depart, the siren is really annoying as well. So I'll turn this off. Just give me the lights and I'm good. But if you do like to hear the sound, you can go ahead and say yes here, yes here. All right, to force the choice on the transport pad using pad model using the entry in the vehicle that matter, blah blah blah. Where do I have this one set as? No, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this one as it is. Pretty much the same information here about the coroner unit as well. all you need to change here will be the distance. I think I'll just leave it at 50%. Yep, 50%. I mean, this distance will be 50, and that's pretty much it on that one. The tow vehicle as well, you have that information right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the distance to 50. It makes your life a little bit more easy. You don't have to wait way too long for a tow truck or a prisoner transport or coroner or an ambulance or anything like that. All right, it makes it easy for them to find you as well. All right, and pretty much over here, guys, if you want to go ahead and call the insurance company, for example, let's say you pull over a vehicle and it is a stolen vehicle and it is not damaged, it's still drivable, you can go ahead and call an insurance service company to come and collect the vehicle, and you want them to spawn really quickly as well and nearby as well. So if you can go ahead and put this one at 50%, I think that would be pretty good. And then over here, the animal service as well. All right, pretty much the same information. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the distance here to 50. All right, and whether to put the in. So over here, guys, it's gonna go ahead and put the for example, you have a mountain lion, you kill the mountain lion, you call the animal control service, and they're gonna go ahead and put that mountain lion at the back of your vehicle, at the back of their vehicle. So if you say no, I guess they're gonna leave it on the floor. I've never used this feature as no, so I cannot tell you otherwise. So with that said, we have pretty much come to the end of this video right here. Hopefully it did not take too long. If you made any changes like I've done, you can go ahead and go to file and save, and those are your INI settings for Stop the Pad. All right, so with that said, this will pretty much conclude this video. If you like the video, guys, if I do provide you some value on my channel right here, this is where all the videos are going to be, so please make sure you follow them as numbered. And especially if you're new to GTA 5 modding for LSPDFR as well, I'm gonna go ahead and number everything and make sure you do find everything easy to follow and easy to understand as well. So all the videos are going to be on my playlist right here. All right, and if you do find a little bit of value on my channel, guys, if you want to go ahead and donate, there is a PayPal button right here, and the link is going to be in the description as well for you to donate if you can manage to do so. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode.